Here we are driving test route. You're gonna see a little bit of lacking in forward planning in this situation. As you're driving, the student does make certain decisions which are correct, but late are other decisions, and it does throw the examiner off. So you're gonna see now we're on the left lane. If you look far ahead, you're gonna see obstructions in the way. So you're on the left lane correctly, 30 miles an hour zone, and you can see here we go. We got obstruction. We should be moving across well in advance. Uh, we did move across, but you're going to now see the student hesitating to move back across. They're hogging the right lane, the overtaking lane. They're not moving back across. Now, one of the rules of the driving test is to always drive on the left hand side. So on the right hand side where we are positioned right now, we can see a bus stopped on the left side. You're going to see it. Maybe you can say, maybe you can't, but definitely from our position as a driver, we can see it. As you move back across, the coach is now moving away to the right lane to overtake the stop bus. So we didn't really plan. It was actually a poor decision, and we hogged the right lane for far too long. Luckily for us, the bus is now moving. But what that shows is lack of awareness, lack of understanding of the rules, and delaying the rules to move back across to the left lane. As we continue to drive, let's see what happens now. You're going to see another major fault. Another major fault that's going to happen. We're planning to take the first exit, and let's just show you what's happening here. So we're taking the first exit at the roundabout. Can you spot the major fault? Can you spot the mistake? Comment below. You don't really need to pause the video because you're going to see it's going to take a bit of time for the student to realize what they're doing. Can you spot the major fault? Comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So this is an exact test route. Imagine you're on a driving test. You're taking the first exit. What is going wrong here? Can you see the fault? I'm going to give you a clue. You can see all the cars on the right moving across. So let's give you the answer. The fault is the student didn't plan to overtake the bus. We were just sitting behind the bus. We're going to give a major fault. As you carry on, you're going to see another major fault that's about to happen. We're on a roundabout. We're taking the first exit. And as you take the first exit, we come across and a car's trying to cut across, which you can't see on the clip here. Let's see if we can get a reverse angle. So we managed to get a clip for the reverse angle. You can see all these cars overtaking. Therefore, we should have been going around the bus. Okay, so that was your first major fault. Now, you're going to see why there was a major fault on the roundabout. So as we move off, you're going to see the cars on the right. So there's a roundabout ahead of you. And as you take the first exit, you're going to see us affecting another driver on the inside lane. So there's a red car. Look at the car flashing at us. Because we made a mistake. We cut him across. So the mistake was the driver's trying to move and cut across so that they can come to their exit. And we've jumped ahead of them and taken over their priority. Let's just show you the full clip again from the back side, because from the front you couldn't really see the car. So yeah, this is from the back clip. As you come onto the, there we go, we've cut across this Lexus here. We've literally cut across it. Literally almost colliding with it, obviously. It would have been our fault. We're in the test. We're the one that's going to be examined, and therefore we have now made a major fault and failed our driving test. As we carry on with the route, we're just going to show you some great driving now from the student. We're on the slip road, going onto a dual carriageway, so make sure you check your mirrors, interior right. Make sure you also indicate as you move across onto the dual carriageway. So we're on the slip road. We don't have the priority, so judge it accordingly. Slow down if you need to, or speed up a bit in order to get into the dual carriageway. Now here we are. Now we're going to do independent driving. We're following signs towards central London and Richmond. Now part of the test could be following sat-nav or following road signs. So in this case, you're going to watch out for the road signs ahead, central London and Richmond. You're going to try to figure out which exit is it. You can see signs towards roundabouts coming up. On the left, you're going to see the big sign and it's a second exit. Now usually we say second exit is usually on the left lane. But watch what happens in this situation. This is why it's great driving. As a student, you're going to have to see the road markings on the floor. You can see left goes left only. Therefore, you have to move slightly to this right lane. Check your mirrors, obviously, and just position yourself into the center lane now. Now, both the middle or the right lane go straight. Pick the middle lane because this will lead you off onto the left lane. The left lane is going left only. So now you're in the middle lane. What should happen is you should tilt back, move slightly back on to the left lane as you move onto the roundabout. You're going to see it now. As you move in, you're going to swing to the left a bit. You're going to see us moving to the left a bit, following the shape of the roundabout. Then we go onto this left lane here and coming off. So great driving, great lane positioning. And then you're now onto the dual carriageway. We're just going to speed up the clip. You're on the dual carriageway. Make sure you stay on the left-hand lane. Maintain good distance between you and the car in front. And try to have good speed as well. If it's 40 and it's clear ahead of you, make sure you're at 40 miles an hour. Now, as we're coming up towards another roundabout, you're now following the signs towards Witten. In this situation, it's going to be the left exit, the first exit. Therefore, position yourself on the left lane. We're going to just show you another major fault, a little bit unnecessary major fault. We're just going to show it to you now. Let's see what happens here. As we're driving, there's a roundabout sign. We're taking the first exit. So correctly, the student has positioned themselves on the left-hand lane. Now, sometimes you may get a nice route like this. We're taking the first exit. Not much to do. We go. The roundabout is controlled by traffic lights, so making life a little bit easier. On the left lane, checking your mirrors, interior left, making sure you indicate left. So as I said, coming up towards the roundabout, you're looking for, here we can see the road sign, the speed sign, sorry, is 30 miles an hour. So bear that in mind as you come off. We're taking the first exit. You're still going to double check on the right, just in case anybody comes through the right. Maybe they're coming through a red light. Making sure your indicator's on left. You're going to double check the left as you move across. Remember, we've been stationary all this time, so anybody who could be coming through, double check your left mirror, going left. Now, you're going to see a major fault that's going to happen. Very, very unnecessary. You're going to see a really bad major fault coming up now. So we can see 20 miles an hour road sign now. We're taking the left at the traffic light. So checking your mirrors, indicating left. And then let's see now a major fault that's going to happen. Maybe this will happen to you on the tester. So just make sure you're fully alert. Learn from the mistake. Here we go. So we're moving off now. We're going to see a really bad major fault that's going to happen as we drive onto the road here. So you can see it's just a simple road, 20 miles an hour. The examiner has asked the student now, can you find somewhere safe to stop? Can you find somewhere safe to stop? So we want to park on the left side as always. And if it says find somewhere safe to stop, you want to find hopefully a bay. You can see bays here. Look what happens. The student now tries to pick this part here, but it's faded. The bay, this is not a bay actually. It's faded away. It's incorrect, the marking. And the student tries to move off, but there's a car coming through. Here we go. It's actually another learner. So student didn't really check the right. They decided to stop here and realize, hang on a minute, we can't stop here. Let me just move back off. But they didn't check their mirrors and now committed a major fault. Let's just replay it back so you can understand exactly what happened. So as we said, the examiner will also student find somewhere safe to stop. You can see This is not a bay, it's a double yellow line. We picked a really difficult situation to park in. The student was sharp enough to realize this is not the spot to park. But if you're going to move back across, you have to do your checks. You have to check your right mirror. You can see the sudden braking here because the examiner has now stopped the car. So it's a major fault. Remember, if you can't find a spot, just carry on driving. We're just going to show you how many more spots there were if the student had carried on driving. So had we just taken our time, we can see there's a spot behind this blue car. We can see there's a spot in front of the blue car. There's quite a few spots here, quite a long one here. There's one more here behind the silver car, another one here. So we had plenty of time to find a spot to park, and there's more down here. If you miss a spot, it's not an issue. Just carry on driving. There's so many more spots. If there wasn't, you just carry on driving the test. You apologize. You're not going to get a major fault for missing one chance of parking up. So let's carry on with the driving test route. This is an exact driving test route. We're just going to now go and show you the next major fault. Again, extremely unnecessary. Let's learn from this video watching the driving test, and hopefully you guys don't make the same mistake in the driving test. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So as we come up towards this mini roundabout, we're just going straight ahead, and you're going to see a major fault that happens in the maneuver. So here we are, we're just going straight ahead at the roundabout, and then we're going to turn into the car park now. So you're going to see a major fault in the driving test from the maneuver itself. So hopefully you guys don't commit the same mistake. We're turning left here. The first situation here that happens is the student goes a little bit fast here. You're going to see the student going quite fast, picking up the speed. Look, you can see it's a bit fast, quite a narrow road. I would say prepare for cars trying to come out because it's a car park. And as we turn right here, you're going to see this car's trying to reverse, and the student tries to go through. Now the examiner has intervened again and stopped the car. So why did that happen? How did the student miss this car? I would say the first thing is they speeded down the road. There was no need to go that fast. It's not wrong, but you have to anticipate. And then as we went around, we missed this car trying to reverse in. So as we said, as we're driving down this road, we should have been anticipating other learners, other cars as well, other people shopping around. And you can see this blue car, you can see the white lines. It's a reverse light. They're trying to get in, and the student tries to push themselves in towards a car. So we're not anticipating, we're not forward thinking, we're not preparing ourselves for things to occur, hazards to happen. Anyway, there's your major fault, just trying to drive into the car park. Now you're going to see another major fault, trying to do the maneuver itself. We're doing forward bay parking. So here we are doing forward bay parking. Now as we get into the bay, you have to figure out which bay is the easiest to get into. Now usually the student has been taught the right is the easiest, and that's because there's usually 2 lanes, and you're crossing 1 lane in order to get in to your bay, so you'll have extra room. In this situation, as we drive forward, you're going to see there's quite a lot of bays on your left side. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4 between the Kia and the white car. There's 4 bays there. As we're driving forward, now it's a one-way street, so therefore you can position slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and both sides are as easy because you'll have enough room to turn into. Now there's more bays on your left side. As you carry on, you're going to see another further 1 to 3 bays on your left past this learner. So therefore, ideally you would want to pick the left side. Now the student picks the right bay here, the far right one, and you have to consider this corner of the curb. So as you turn in, the front of the car may clip it. You're going to see now the student driving and then decides, hang on a minute, we're not going to make it. Look, we stop again, we're not going to make it. So they reverse back. The examiner's still going to give them a chance to fix it. They're going to drive forward again, and this time, look, they've actually hit the curb. They've hit the curb. So you'd fail literally now. They're going to reverse back again. Reverse back again, and then they're going to try get in. But all this is unnecessary. Had you just picked the one on the left, would have been a lot more easy in this situation, in this car park. Every car park is different. So as we go in, we come in, we just about make it. But it's way too much work for a driving test. Just pick one on the left. In this situation, as I said, another car park, the right would be easier. So let's just show you the mistake again in the car park, the major fault that's going to happen in your driving test. As you drive around here, this is a car park in the driving test. Now, as a learner driver, you're doing forward bay parking. Comment below which side is the easiest. Is it the left or the right? And we'll give you the answer. So if you're the learner driver, which side would you pick in this situation? And we're just going to show you two different ways the student should have done it or could have done it, and the mistake they committed. So which side would you pick, the left or the right? Pause the video and comment below. So in this situation, the student missed out on all these bays on the left and picked the one on the right, and you're going to see them clipping the curb. You're going to see them driving towards the curb. They picked a very difficult situation, a very difficult bay. And as they're driving, you're going to see this curb is in the way. The student realizes, pauses, let's see, pauses again, and decides to reverse out. So doing unnecessary work. Had they picked the left, it would have been a lot more easy. We'll show you what happens when you pick the left. But as you come out, look, they drive in and there you go, clip the curb. So this is your major fault in the driving test. Obviously, in this situation, they're correcting it. They're reversing out. They're going to go back in, but it's too late by now. We're going to show you, had they just thought on their feet quick enough and picked the left, it would have been a lot more easier. Now, the reason why the left's easy on this side is not only because there's quite a few bays on the left. This road is a one-way street. So you have the same amount of space turning into the right or the left. Whereas if you had two rows and you're in another car park and there's another lane coming towards you, you have another lane you can drive across, sorry, and that's where the right is generally the easier bay to pick, and hence why the student wrongly in this situation assume let's pick the right because it's the easier one. In this situation, it's not. So this time, as we pick a bay, look, you're going to see as you come around, it's a one-way street. You can put yourself in the center of the road, and there's about 5 bays on your left. Let's pick the one on the left. Why would you pick the one on the right when there's about 5 bays on your left, and there's a lot of space that you can turn into? Now you're going to see the student as they drive. You're going to see them pick the left side. You're going to see the difference now. They're taking their time, but it's fine. You're allowed to take your time. And turning into the bay in one motion, in one go, without having to reverse back nicely in. So usually we do say the right is easier, but that's if there's two lanes where you have to drive across another lane where you'll have the extra space. In this case, it's a one-way street, so you can position yourself in the center, have a lot of space to turn into, and without having to correct yourself. So try your best to pick the easiest bay in the driving test. Look, we're now coming out. You're going to see how simple it is to come out as well. And there you have it. So try your best to pick the easiest bay in the driving test. We just need to pause. And they're going to come out. There we go. Let's get back onto the mock test. So here we are on our driving test. Comment below, can you spot the major fault? We're driving at 30 miles an hour road. Comment below, what do you think the major fault is? We're going to pause it here and let you guys see it. So did you see the major fault? Comment below. Let's just play it back and show you where it went wrong. So we can see the bus stopping on the left. The student confidently makes a decision, we're going to overtake the bus. As we overtake, there is a car approaching us. Now the examiner has to decide, did we affect the car? You can see the car pausing slightly and moving to the left slightly because of us. Now moving to the left is not an issue. Did we take over their priority? It does look like the car had to slow down for us. Now in that situation, the obstruction is on our side of the road. We're the one that's meant to give way. So the examiner probably will give a major fault. In this situation, you would fail your driving test for that. Guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We really appreciate your support. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Go check out our site fmdrivingschools.co.uk.